Welcome to the Town of Munster podcast, coming to you from the JED TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Now here's your host.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Town of Munster show. And we're here at the WJOB studios, and that's going to be WJOB 1230 AM and 104.7 FM. And I have some guests here this morning. I have our Fire Chief, Mark Hyduke, is with us.
Good morning.
And I have Adam Wallace, Officer Adam Wallace, who is our Community Risk Reduction Officer.
Good morning.
So we're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be here with you for about 25 minutes today. So anyway, I wanted to, again, get back under the harness. I'd given up a couple show slots here, and Dave Nellens is back. I'm Dave Nellens. I'm the councilman here at the Town of Munster. And we like to do these shows and have information, have a representative of our different departments, and we enjoy it. We like to showcase the different departments. So today we're going to showcase our fire department, and I've asked our two officers here to come in, the chief and Officer Adam, and tell us about what's going on. And I'm going to start with Officer Adam Wallace and the Community Reduction Risk Officer portion of it. He's also a firefighter. And Adam, how many years have you been on the force?
Just coming up on about 8 years.
Now, you do quite a bit of training, don't you?
Yes. We as a department do continuous training, at least 3 days, 4 days a month. We're constantly training, constantly trying to learn new things and practice the things that we've already learned to get better at it.
Now, you also have drill every week,
yes.
1 day a week,
Yep.
Mondays, Tuesdays?
So we do 3 Tuesday evenings, and then there's usually at least 2 Wednesday morning drills, and then Saturday drills as well, once or twice a quarter.
All right. So tell us about how you go about this risk reduction and what's involved with that.
Sure. So the focus of community risk reduction involves a lot of like public education type initiatives, things that we want the public to know more about. We look at specific hazards, different target hazards within an area, and really try to push the education and fire prevention side of things out to the public, as opposed to the response side of things, which is obviously what fire departments do. We respond to emergencies, but on the flip side to that, we really try to just increase public awareness about specific hazards or different things that we want the public to know.
Now, how do you communicate that?
Several different ways. We have social media, so you can follow Munster Fire Department on Facebook. We also use Smart 911 and Rave Alerts. So the Town of Munster participates in that program. And anybody can sign up for that. You don't have to live in Munster. Anyone in Lake County, it's open to everybody. And what that allows you to do is 2 things. It allows you to tie your cell phone to your home address. A lot of people do not have landline phones anymore. And so we urge everybody to sign up for Smart 911. And then that's also how the town puts out notices like road closures and water main breaks and things like that, traffic hazards, anything that you want the public to know. So that's one way that we reach the public. Social media. The fire department is very happy to come out and do public events as well. If there's things going on at Community Park or Centennial Park, we are absolutely happy to come out for those. We get a lot of requests from different organizations, church organizations, other civic organizations, and if we can send an engine out, we are more than happy to. We really love getting involved with the public. Being
right involved, and I think that's kind of a new page.
It's a proactive look instead of a reactive look. You know, fire departments for years, I'm not going to say they didn't do proactive things, but it's always we arrive for a bad situation. We're trying to get in front of everything and stop that bad situation from happening. So that's the way we look at it.
Try to prevent it from the beginning.
Right.
Now, Officer Wallace, you talked about that you do canvassing on fire extinguishers, smoke detectors.
Yeah, so we've the Munster Fire Department is partnered with American Red Cross, and what they call it the Sound the Alarm program. And there's a study done by NFPA. A couple of quick statistics about it. It was from 2018 to 2022, and what it boils down to is they found a large number of homes where home fires were present. An alarming number of them did not have either have smoke alarms or had smoke alarms that were not working. And so they took some annual averages, and what it equates to is roughly 19,000 home fires in those 4 years should have had smoke alarms that worked but didn't. And so that leads to a very increased risk to people within the structures, within the homes. 3 out of 5 home deaths happened where no or non-working smoke alarms were present.
Wow.
So kind of a staggering statistic there. So American Red Cross saw this, said we have an issue. They set up a national program called Sound the Alarm, and we partnered with them. And basically what that allows us to do is for any residents in Munster, you can call the fire station direct, or we also do targeted canvasses in certain areas on days, and we will come out, we will inspect your smoke alarms, and we will change them out free of charge. We carry the 10-year sealed battery smoke alarms, so you don't have to change the batteries anymore. Just test it once a month, make sure it's still working. Mm-hmm. And then those are good for 10 years, and that is open to any resident of Munster.
Now, do you have that phone number?
219-836-6960. There's one other thing I'd like to add into that. That program applies to battery operated. The fire department goes above and beyond what the criteria is with the Red Cross. And if we go into a newer house, and they're getting past their age for their smoke detectors, we will install the hardwired battery operated ones, but you have to purchase them. If you go purchase them, we'll make a schedule to come out and wire them in and put them up for you.
Now, are those now talk to each other like through Wi-Fi or?
So those are hardwire signal wire. So there's 3 wires in there. One's a signal wire, 2 are your power wires.
So the wires have to be in place.
Yes.
But you'll switch them out.
Yes.
And that's present in newer construction homes.
What we say newer.
Early 1990s.
Yeah, there you go.
And newer. So.
Yeah.
Well, good. I mean, that's quite a service that you offer. And
we try.
Try to help. Try to help
as much as we can. Push what we're trying to portray and push out there. It helps. Once we get out, word of mouth also travels. Once we do someone's house, they talk to their relatives whether they live in Munster or not, because the Red Cross does this in many different communities. And if they don't, typically, in most places, you can contact your fire department, and they'll be able to assist you with that. So,
well, that's really a good offering, a good feature to do that and get out into the community and help make things safer. Mm-hmm. I asked a question early on. I'm going to go ahead and ask it on the air. When you watch TV, they roll up and then they sort of have a cup of coffee. No, but they go in and look around and everything. Then they start the fire hose, and I was just kind of wondering the philosophy of that. Is that even realistic? Chief?
For TV, typical house fire, you're not going to walk in there and have clear sight across that room, let alone the whole house. Typically, you're not going to be able to see your hand in front of your face. But they have to make it exciting for TV. Is rescue the primary thing when you get there? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean the tactic of firefighting doesn't happen simultaneously. It's rescue is number one when we show up on the scene. That's our
find out how many folks or animals or
Yes.
whatever might be in the structure.
Yes. And we do yell out fire department, but it's not like what you see on TV where another firefighter on the other side of the building is hearing that. You don't hear very well either. And I can't stress enough, most of the time you can't see your hand in front of your face. It's all by feel and by sound, even though sound level is not good.
Now, is it clearer at the floor level?
Most of the time. I'm going to say 90% of the time, yes. That's why, one of the things was stop, drop, and roll if you ever caught on fire. Part of that equation is getting down below smoke also. That was something that was lost in the interpretation way back then. But it is definitely safer when you get closer to the floor. Heat rises. With the heat is all your bad chemicals typically rise with that heat till it banks down to the floor. Then once it banks down to the floor, then you've got some major issues.
And those chemicals in the smoke are not breathable, really.
No.
They're very...
It's, just carbon monoxide and smoke, you're looking at least, 10,000 parts per million, at least. Heat ranges, if you're standing up, you could get 1,000, 1,200 degrees. You always want to get down below all that.
And
wow.
something to think about too is, if you've ever gotten campfire smoke in your eyes, it burns a little bit. Burning furniture and things like that in a building burn 10 times worse than that. Your eyes burn. You get, your nose starts to run instantly. You start to choke on it. I mean, it's really bad.
Essentially, the biggest thing I think with firefighters, and they've had to relearn their philosophy over the last 40 years, is carcinogens in the smoke.
And there's probably more of them today.
Absolutely. Carcinogen is probably the firefighter's worst enemy in the mindset of what we're taught. I don't think everyone's really grasped that concept of the carcinogens that are in a fire. You go back and look at TV from 40 years ago, guys are going in without air packs and they're dirty and filthy. Well, with carcinogens, we have wipes in all our apparatuses. Once we get that on us, we're kind of trained now, get it off as soon as we can. As soon as you get back to the station, take a shower, that kind of thing. Get that stuff off you. Firefighter gear, guys used to not wash it. It was a badge of honor per se. That's frowned upon now because of the carcinogens sit in your fire gear. You got to get that stuff washed.
I have that gear clean and,
Yes.
and washed and in good order. I'm going to just take a second here for those that may have joined us here. This is the Town of Munster show, and I have Chief Hyduke with me and Officer Adam Wallace with us, and my name is David Nellens, and you're listening to 1230 AM WJOB and WJOB 104.7 FM. And we're just having a nice discussion here with our fire department and seeing what's new and what's going on. And I know they have a fall activity that comes up.
Yeah, so Fire Prevention Week comes every October, so stay tuned for that. We always post it on our Facebook page. That's when we do open house. We like to go to all the elementary schools as well, talk to the kids about fire safety. So stay tuned for that.
Now, you take an engine with you when you go to the schools?
Absolutely, yep. We love showing off our equipment, and kids love it too. So.
Well, I think they come out to see it, do they not?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
'Cause I think I've seen that over at Elliott.
Yep.
That's good. It's and then are you not also involved with Touch a Truck?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. I think if we didn't show up, we'd not be in a good grace with the rest of the town. Everyone looks forward to that.
Well, you've got some nice trucks. You get nice trucks. Now, it starts with an older truck that you have.
So yeah,
Tell us about that, Chief.
We've have a 1948 Mack fire truck that was purchased brand new. Technically, it's never been taken out of service, although we don't use it for frontline firefighting. It's a parade vehicle. It's an ambassador to our fire department. We're in the process of collecting funds to restore it. Over all these years, it just needs to be...
It's kind of worn.
Yes. Yep. It's just time to go through it. We used to go to parades all over the place, and now it's like, maybe we shouldn't go that far anymore. So we just want to go through it, make sure everything's safe and good, spruce it up, make it look like it did when we first got it.
And I appreciate the fact that you have that truck ready to go when we have our parades, and that the town council rides on the back of that. And it's nice, and I know at the open house you have it set up for the kids to give rides and that, and there's always a line waiting to get on the truck and go up through the neighborhood and that. I think you even bumped the siren.
Yes. Yep.
So that's quite a nice feature. Now, the fire department is coming up on a big anniversary, are they not?
This is it. This is the year. This year, actually in May, was 100 years for the Munster Fire Department.
Wow. That's a long time.
Yeah, it's interesting how things have changed. They were officially formed in May of 1925. Started out with 25 members. Now, there was some people that got together before that, but it was structured in 1925. Their first piece of equipment was a hose cart, and it was actually a hand-drawn hose cart that they modified to hook to a member of the fire department's Model T to carry that hose cart.
Oh, okay.
Pull it behind it. It had 300 feet of hose on it. At that point, the town's population was about 800. Now, we're at 23,500, a little bit more than that. We have 3 stations, 4 engines, 1 ladder truck, 1 tower ladder, Polaris. Another thing back then, there was no formal training, no certifications back then. Now we have certified hazmat people, trench rescue, EMS, paramedics, all kinds of things. Everybody's got certifications. The calls back then was a lot of grass fires. Now it's everything under the sun. Hazmat, cats in trees, animal rescues, ducks in
manhole kitchens.
Yes. Yeah. Rescue. There's so much that the fire department does. Flood situations,
Anytime there's a problem, anytime you need manpower, person power, the fire department's called to participate, and I know they've done a great job. If we get back to 1925, was there a system or a network of fire hydrants in town?
So, no.
No.
They relied on a water tank also. And then the next step, their first apparatus, they were able to draft out of ponds and ditches, which we still have that ability, but now we have fire hydrants everywhere. It was very tough for them to do that.
Do you know when the fire hydrant program started?
The oldest hydrant that I know of in Munster is a 1939 hydrant. Now, I don't know if that's when Munster first started putting them in. It is in the old part of town, but that doesn't mean that was the first one. I just know that that date is the oldest one that we have.
Because that certainly is a handy feature, but it's interesting that they had a hose cart.
Yes.
With a Model A.
Yeah, Model T.
Model T pulling it, and a water wagon. Also. Or another Model T.
That I can't look at the history. I don't know the details on that one.
Here I thought maybe we had one of them fire charged up ones, and you had the horses in front, and somebody had to run the horses and make it go. No. But then when did the first fire engine, do you know when that was, the first fire engine that was added to the...
So, I believe I might have that. It was a Dodge pickup truck in 1929. That was the first one. The second one was an Aaron's Fox, and I think that was in 1931. And that was the first traditional fire apparatus that Munster had.
Okay.
And then the third one was our 1948 Mac, which we still have. The Aaron's Fox is still... Someone bought it from the town of Munster. It's been restored. It's last time I knew it was in Pennsylvania. It still says Munster Fire Department on it. It goes to shows out there a lot.
Wow. Now, the first fire department station was where? How was that set up?
So that's a good question, because that's a gray area too, because they kind of just made up a station. Our first formal station was right there on the corner of Ridge and Calumet. That's the one that everyone knows of. There's some discussion that it actually ran out of somebody's garage, the hose cart. I can't quantify that. The second station, I can go that way past our the one on Calumet and Ridge, was a Quonset hut off of Fisher Street on the opposite side where Station 2 is now.
Okay.
And then Station 2 was built in the 70s.
So they kind of evolved as the town grew.
Yes.
As funds were available.
Yep.
As the need got larger.
Right.
Industrial, the schools, and Simmons plant and all those things were coming to town. Munster Steel was way down there, south end of town, almost on the other side of the world.
The brickyard and all that.
Yeah. And all that, because pretty much everything evolved around Ridge Road and north, and a little bit south there down to Independence Park and that, so the community has grown tremendously.
That, just to go on that caveat, in 1925, they ran 18 calls. Now we're right around 1,000 calls a year.
Speaking of which, now how does someone notify the fire department? I got a fire going on. What do I do? Who do I call?
Yell out the door. No.
Yeah. Hey.
You can call 911, or you can text to 911. Lake County has that ability to text to 911. They're going to go through, I got to preface this, they're going to go through a lot of questions. People get uptight when they ask that questions because they're hyped up. They want to get off the phone. These questions give us a lot of answers on the way in. It also gives the dispatcher the correct information to get the right agencies going there.
Okay.
So there's some questions in there that people don't think is necessary. It is necessary.
Because I'm sure some people are sort of hysterical.
Yes, absolutely.
You got something going on and you can't deal with it. You can't do anything with it.
Yep.
Do you get the fire? Did you get the water hose, the lawn hose, and bring it in the house and turn it on?
So just, someone calls up and they're uptight and they say their house is on fire, and you start asking them questions, just for example, hypothetically. Dispatcher will start asking questions, or call taker, and my house is on fire, and they get uptight and they hang up on them. Well, they've neglected to say that there's two people trapped in that house. Those are kind of things that make a huge difference, right?
And I'll throw in there for people to think about, the most important thing if you have to call 911 is, where are you? And that is the first question that they're going to ask you. It's not what is your emergency, it's where is your emergency. So your house address, an intersection, something. If you get no other information out, where is your emergency?
Right now, especially now with cell phones and things, you're mobile. I guess I'm a dinosaur. We still have a landline.
Yes.
And I don't know if we're ever going to give that up. We did give up a fax line. So you'd call 911 and tell them where you're at, answer the questions, and they are sending out a notice. Once they find out you live in Munster, they're sending a notice out to the Munster Fire Department.
Mm-hmm. So that's another thing. I'm going to bring that Smart 911 back up. There is a lot of states that participate in this, so it's not only if you're here, if you're traveling. You can add things in like medical issues you might have, for your house. You can even list pets, and that stuff comes up at the dispatch center when you call in.
Your record of information.
Yes, and again, it's used across the United States. I think there's 31 or 34 states now that have that ability. So if you sign up here and you call 911 in Washington, that information is going to pop up in a dispatch center. Now, the information is safe from any kind of malicious intent. It's not sold, it's not used, it's protected. So it only comes up in that dispatch center. But that helps out a lot too. On the medical side, you get a phone call, someone has got, let's just say, heart issues, and they get a 911 call. They know where they're at. They can triangulate where they're at. Mm-hmm. They can also look at their record and go, this person, was on this medication, and he's had open heart surgery, and he's had a bypass done. That information populates. So you're painting a picture. You know what you're going there possibly for, or at least you know the background.
Okay. But yes, with 911 basically is a universal number
everywhere in the United States.
Everywhere in the United States. So it's I'm down in southern Indiana and I dial 911. It may show up some information about me, but it doesn't show. I mean, I'm not calling from Munster down to Mitchell, Indiana for a fire call.
Right. It geo-based where you're at.
Now, Munster is set up as a paid-on-call fire department.
Currently, yes. It did start out as a total volunteer. It's paid on call now. We have 51 members. So yeah, the department has definitely grown.
51 members. What's your ideal number?
Meaning what?
How many officers are you looking to have, firefighters?
Our maximum allowance is 60.
Okay. So you're close.
Close. Have always been right around this upper 40s, lower 50s. It kind of ebb and tides, but that's where it's been my entire career with the fire department.
And then how many stations do we have in Munster?
3.
And they're located approximately where?
1,000 block of Ridge Road, 500 block of Fisher Street, and 10,000 block of Calumet Avenue.
Down there near Community...
Centennial.
Centennial Park, across from the Veterans Park there.
Yes. Yep.
It's a nice area. It's a different part of town, and that's where those newer houses are that you were talking about.
Right.
That you're going to be looking at the smoke detectors and.
Right. Our main station is on Fisher. That's 550 Fisher. I like giving that address out because it is our main station. There's someone always there Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if you ever have any questions, you're guaranteed to get somebody there.
Now, I attended a dedication ceremony last year. Mm-hmm. You added a new feature onto the station there, the baby box.
Yes. So Safe Haven Baby Box, we got together with them. It was 2 years ago. We did get a grant for that, installed the baby box there. In conjunction with Safe Haven. It's an unfortunate thing that we have to do that, but I would much rather see a baby dropped in a safe location where it's going to get attention instead of somewhere else that's undesirable, whether it's in the woods or whatever it might be. They can drop the baby off anonymously. There's no strings attached. We will give it attention, whether it's EMS, you can get it to the hospital. And
did you have a whole protocol on that?
Yes.
So, well, we're coming down to the end of our show. And Adam, if you'd like to sum up anything that you'd like to say.
Sure. A couple quick points. Just like I mentioned before, check your smoke alarms. Make sure that they work. If they are older than 10 years old, they need to be replaced. And so we're available. We offer that service. Like Chief said, if you have interconnected hardwired smoke alarms, we can help you install them if you purchase them. but we can provide the 10-year sealed batteries, and the station phone number is 219-836-6960.
Wow. Chief, anything you'd like to...
Just to tag on to what Adam says, this also goes for CO alarms. Now, we don't do a lot of swap outs with them. That's not part of the program. But carbon monoxide alarms, still it's 10-year. So if you have them and they're close to 10 years or 10 years or older, please replace them. And it's always a pleasure trying to get our word out to the general public, whether you're Munster resident or not. Safety's everybody's business.
Absolutely. Well, I certainly appreciate both you fellas coming out to join the show this morning and share information and help make this a safer communities, really, Northwest Indiana. That the fire departments all work together. We didn't talk about the mutual aid, but we have mutual aid available. And again, I really do appreciate both of you being here on the show. So this is Dave Nellens, Town of Munster show, thanking you very much for your attention, and thank you for listening to us.
Everybody
have a great day. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Town of Munster podcasts, coming to you from the JED TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Thank you for listening.